Hey, what's up, guys? This is the nerd character. Dr. Jack character is kind of worn out. I don't know if I'm even young enough to pull that shit off anymore. So I've come up with this guy. Looks pretty good in glasses. These are the 3D glasses from the movies. I just tore the lenses out. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to try to base my comedy on. I'm trying to find a voice. So... like I used to do this Valley Girl thing, but now it's like too close to gay, so everybody thinks that they just assume that I'm making fun of gay people. I don't care to do that. Let's see. And then there's the pretentious Texan thing, and he's got a lot of conspiracies and stuff, because there's people always looking around at him, and he might get the wrong idea, but in his head, he's got this whole thing going on. Let's see, what's another... Oh yeah, and then there's Epic, the Epic speech. Hello, I want Subway. I don't know if I couldn't maintain that. Accents out the window. A little New York, I don't know. It gets too close to Christopher Walken is basically it. So I can't do a nondescript. Because it's so weird, when I walk into the room, it needs more cowbell. I wish you could see me better. I'm outside picking up Tiffany. She's in there learning how to close down the store. But anyway, I'm gonna go with my first voice because I really like the Valley Girl thing, because back in the day it was like gag me with a spoon, but the male version is so cool. This comedy bit is something that I told to a friend of mine way back in the day. His name is Benny, and he laughed his ass off. He happened to be coming down from morphine. He had a little patch obsession that he'd tear the corner off and take a little lick. But man, he was hilarious. But yeah, one day he was coming down from all that. He decided to stop. And so I told him this story. All right, so this one day I was walking around. I'm like, oh man, I need a cheeseburger so bad. So I walked in the cheeseburger joint, and I'm like, third in line, I'm walking around, but I'm looking at this guy, and he's behind the counter, and you can tell he's having a bad day, right? You just walk out and you can tell someone's having a bad day. Well, so I get up there, and it's one of them put your own burger together, so you can put some sprouts and some turnips. It's good stuff, it's good for you. GMO. But no, so all right, I'm just gonna do it in my normal voice, so I can remember the story. All right, so there's this guy, right, and I used to work at McDonald's. Well, in the back, it's kind of split up to where if it gets busy, you have one on one side and one on the other. Well, this guy came in, you could tell he was having kind of a bad day, slapping the mop around and, just throwing meat at the fryer. Bad day. So there's these little trays that you slide into this warmer, and some got chicken nuggets and whatever, and some got meat, right? And then you take the meat out and you put it on the bun and the line and shoot it off through the window, and a customer, right? There I am, I'm at work, and I'm noticing this sort of escalate. He's not saying anything. That's the part that made me. Normally the guy talks a little bit, and so it's about 2 hours later, and it's a rush. It's lunch has come on, right? And we are full on frying meat and just working like an assembly line. He makes his burger, and he reaches in, he put the pickles in, and 3 came out. Okay, if you ever worked at McDonald's, you can only have 2 pickles on each burger. Well, the manager comes out and he says, I'm sorry, hey, could you just make sure that you put 2 pickles on there? And you could see it growing in his face. He was going to flip out. So he did something that I never would have guessed he was going to do this, but he grabs the whole bin full of pickles. They come in like a gallon bag size, right? And he dumps it on the burger. He tosses the plastic thing. It lands in the fryer, right? So they've got plastic and French fries just smelling up the place. It's smoking. He wraps up the whole pile and shoots it out. It was like it was some kind of X Games, man. The ramp just wow like that. And I watched it in slow motion through my little window that I could see through. So needless to say, I'm pretty stunned. I'm sitting there and put my 2 pickles on my burger. And I slide it through this, and it just sort of stops at this like wreckage of food down at the end of the thing where you've been throwing food down. The police came and got him, and McDonald's was saved. Crazy cheeseburger. So that's just me telling the story. Now I'm basically going to write it down and sort of come up with, some punchlines and some, if you have any suggestions, let me know.